Imagine buying your dream home, only to find a chilling warning from the previous owner. That's exactly what happened to one couple, and their story will make you think twice about what secrets a house can hold. Let's set the scene. A young couple, let's call them Ben and Anna, finally saved up enough to buy their first house. They found a charming older home in a quiet neighborhood. It needed some work, but it had good bones and a price they couldn't resist. They were ecstatic. The paperwork was signed, the keys were in their hands, and they couldn't wait to start their new life. As they began the renovations, they decided to start by tearing out some old, dated wallpaper in what was going to be their master bedroom. As Ben peeled back a large section near the closet, he noticed something odd. Tucked behind the paper, right on the wall itself, was a message scrawled in faded ink. It wasn't a friendly welcome note. The message read, "This house is not what it seems. We had to leave. For your own safety, do not stay. Get out." At first they thought it was a prank. Maybe some kids broke in years ago. Or maybe the previous owners had a weird sense of humor. They laughed it off, but a seed of unease was planted. Why would someone go to the trouble of hiding a message like that behind wallpaper? They decided to ignore it and pushed forward with their plans. But then, strange things started to happen. It began with small, explainable things. They'd hear faint whispers when no one else was home, which they blamed on the old house settling. Doors they knew they had closed would be found wide open. Objects would go missing, only to reappear in the most illogical places days later. A favorite coffee mug left on the kitchen counter would be found in the bathtub. Their car keys, which they always kept by the front door, turned up inside the freezer. Ben and Anna tried to rationalize everything. They were tired from the renovation work, stressed about the mortgage. It was easy to be forgetful or imagine things, but the incidents became more frequent and harder to ignore. One night, they were woken up by the sound of what sounded like furniture being dragged across the floor in the living room downstairs. They grabbed a baseball bat and cautiously went to investigate. When they got downstairs, everything was exactly where it was supposed to be. Nothing was out of place. The house was dead silent. The couple started to feel like they were constantly being watched. A cold spot seemed to follow them from room to room, and they would catch fleeting shadows out of the corner of their eyes. Anna claimed she saw a dark figure standing in the hallway one night, but when she blinked, it was gone. They were both on edge, sleeping poorly, and the dream home was quickly turning into a nightmare. They decided to do some research. They dug into the town's archives and looked up the history of the house. What they discovered was unsettling. Decades ago, the house had been the site of a tragedy. A family had lived there, and one day, they simply vanished. The official report said they moved away without telling anyone, but local rumors told a darker story. Some people in the town still whispered that the family never left the house at all. Connecting this to the warning on the wall, Ben and Anna were terrified. They were no longer just dealing with a few odd noises. They were living in a house with a dark past, and an apparent warning from someone who experienced it firsthand. They contacted a local historical society and found a descendant of the family who lived in the house before the ones who disappeared. An elderly woman, she told them that her family had also experienced strange phenomena and had sold the house because they felt an unwelcome presence. The final straw came one evening when they were watching TV. The screen suddenly went black, and a child's laughter echoed through the room, even though the TV was off. It was clear, crisp, and sounded like it was right next to them. That was it. They packed a few bags and left that night, staying at a friend's house. They put the house back on the market, choosing not to mention the warning or the strange occurrences. They just wanted to be free of it. Their story serves as a chilling reminder. Sometimes a house is more than just bricks and mortar. It holds memories, and sometimes those memories don't want to be disturbed. So if you ever find a hidden message from a previous owner telling you to get out, maybe you should listen. Thanks for watching. If you have any spooky house stories of your own, share them in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more mysterious tales. Stay safe out there.